LaMelo Ball is the most unserious basketball player in the NBA. At least, that's what they want you to believe. From the celebrations, to the interviews, all the way to his playstyle, everything about LaMelo Ball screams chaos, and people hate it. But in reality, it's chaos that's under control. They'll continue to call him reckless and that he cares more about highlights than winning. But I don't think that's genuinely true. With his ability to launch a shot at any time, you'll often see him get doubled off screens. But sometimes, people forget that Melo is a great passer, so right over the top he goes to Bridges, and listen to this impact.
Inside to Bridges! Wow!
That right there is quick decision making and vision, and if that's nothing special, well, watch here when LaMelo attacks the paint. He gets surrounded by 3 Miami Heat defenders, and somehow he's able to maneuver through traffic to still kick this out to Trey Man on the wing. Reads like this don't come from you being a selfish player, as they take you understanding where your guys are on the floor while creating situations for them to score with ease. And you can see this on display when Melo constantly feeds his guys on the fast break, even if it comes from a lob from half court.
He's found his legs.
Yeah, he really has.
You know what that is? That's not being unserious. That's called being effective in many different scenarios. See, here's what people get wrong about LaMelo Ball. They think the flashiness is a gimmick, they think the deep threes and no-look passes are him showing off, but that's not what's happening. The chaos is the system, and the unpredictability is the weapon. And when you actually break down his game, you realize something. LaMelo Ball might just be one of the most complete offensive guards in the league right now. But hold on, am I saying that he's perfect and has nothing to work on? Of course not. But what he is someone who's special to watch when he's operating on the floor. Such as out these pick and roll actions, defenses will send 2 at him like we said earlier. And while most guards panic or pick up the dribble to make the safe find, LaMelo, he threads passes over the top of defenders or around them with no issue. Like when he's doubled here after Khan sets the screen, it's an instant bounce pass right through the middle to show the defense he's just quicker than them. Here's another one. He gets the screen, 2 guys double softly, and instead of a normal lead pass to the rim, LaMelo uses his left hand to send it right between both defenders, and here we go. This here is just a flash of his elite level playmaking, and it's not just in the half court where this exists. Once getting out in transition, LaMelo can be a menace as well. He'll throw lobs from half court on the fast break like it's a layup drill, and then other times he'll slow it down, wait for the defense to somewhat get set, and then zip it baseline behind everyone for the easy finish. In these situations, most guards are looking to score, but LaMelo instead is looking to create the best shot possible, and 9 times out of 10 is for one of his teammates. But I will say, what I love most about his playmaking is how he manipulates help defenses when he's attacking. Watch this action here. He attacks going right, and as you can see, he has 4 Knick defenders right in front of him. And although Jalen Brunson is the last line of defense and Melo could go right over him, why not just send it across the court to the opposite corner for the money ball? Now that's not as simple as just seeing the floor. That's controlling the entire defense with your gravity. At times, he'll push past the double to find himself near the baseline, and with MPJ thinking he's going to the corner but no one's really there, and the other defenders on the court stuck in their spot, here's where he can wrap a no-look back down the middle for the easy slam. And if he's to get cut off when driving, he can make the big commit to him fully as he sails the layup, only to then bring it back to his left hand to wrap it around Sar to set up Diabate. This here defeats all the critics that sometimes call him a selfish player, as Melo is making passes that many guys can't even see within the offense, let alone create these angles that set up his teammates. This here is the jumpstart to his game, as once he starts scoring, things can get a little tricky for the defense. LaMelo's truly got any and every move in the game in his bag. If he wants to switch up the pace and not play at 1 speed, he can use the hezzy on Barnes to then push to the basket, and to avoid the block, he uses that inside hand scoop softly off the glass. To build on it further, he'll slow it down before aggressively attacking the middle, and then he outhangs his defender in the air to put this one up and in. That right there is not just athleticism and pace changing, that's pure body control. And then when you mix in his handle, it's quite nasty, as no matter how many times you think you cut off his angle, he'll use that handle to finally create that gap, and now he can get to a spot to connect for 2 points. Yeah, the highlight of that play might just be the Hornets announcer, but if we want LaMelo to be the highlight, then we'll just watch him shift giddy with that hard crossover and then use the reverse on the other side, making it all look smooth. All this is what kills the defense, as he sees angles other players don't even notice. Watch how he used the crossover to split the defense to then lay it in with the left. And if the angle isn't initially there, he'll create it himself by delivering the bump to move Cat out the way and then step through the other way to lay it home. It simply doesn't matter what the defense does, LaMelo will find his window to get to the rim. And hey, let's say he doesn't get all the way inside, well here's where those floaters come into play. And before we dive deep into his floaters and his deep range scoring, we gotta highlight that when Ball is scoring so effortlessly like this, it may make you want to place trades for the Hornets to win more games and not feel like you're rigged. So that's why you gotta delete all those traditional sports books and come join Polymarket. They're the largest prediction market where you can use the knowledge from my analysis to make trades at real time on any game in any state. And it's simple to make a trade. Like last night when the Raptors played OKC, I bought in at 23% odds for the Raptors to win. And with Emmanuel quickly coming up big in the clutch on multiple possessions, it led to a Raptors win for me to cash out for a huge payout. So now I can go ahead and order this meat lover's pizza. Polymarket makes it easy by displaying odds as percentages, and you don't get locked out like traditional sportsbooks will do to you, which means you can cash out at any time during the game or get in on the action after the game started. If you were to win big on traditional sportsbook sites, they'll take away $9 in fees, but Polymarket only takes away 10 cents. So yeah, use my code MASTERY10 when you sign up. No credit card, no deposit. Just make sure you use my code and come join the revolution with Polymarket. Now people may not talk about it a lot, but LaMelo's floater might be the most underrated part of his game. He's shooting them over bigs, drifting away from contest, and arcing them high enough that nobody can block them. To navigate to his spots, he'll snake around the screen to get into the paint, and with the contact from behind, he can stay focused all the way through to drop it in. Other times though, it won't be so straightforward, as when he pushes towards the middle of the floor, he's surrounded by 3 Magic defenders. Most guys in this moment would be looking for an immediate kick out, but Melo, he uses that Euro to evade everyone, and then with that high placement, he barely avoids the block, but he converts the bucket. Yeah, that touch is ridiculous, and he'll continue to show it off when he crosses into the lane, high carries over Jones to then put it in the air. And when he wants to get a little flashy, he'll use that combo handle before bouncing into the paint, and this was just beautiful. That floater is the perfect weapon for his style of play, because it keeps defenders honest. They can't just sit at the rim and wait for him, because if they do, he'll cook you from 12 feet out all game long. And then if he's not getting all the way inside, he can all out torch you from deep range. People see LaMelo pulling from 30 feet and think he's just jacking up bad shots. But here's the thing, these are shots he's comfortable with. So what's a bad shot to some is just right for others. I mean honestly, it's not a lot of guys who will come off a screen and pull up with no hesitation from 32 feet for straight cash. It's crazy because that's not even a heat check, that's just his range. He'll come off a handoff and fire from 28 feet like it's nothing. He'll get a kick out and immediately rise up from the corner with no hesitation, no wasted motion, just pure confidence. Oh, and hey, when he starts adding in that step back, it truly gets filthy. He'll show it from 31 feet over Wendell Carter here, and it doesn't matter how far back he goes, as he'll launch it from 32 feet over his old high school teammate for the clutch bucket. I mean seriously, how many guys even have the audacity to attempt some of these shots LaMelo sends up? I'll answer that for you, not many at all. People may look at this and say, well that's because he's unserious, but I would debate that and say that he's bringing a different level of free-flowing playstyle to the game, and when you've always played like this, it's not about being unserious, it's about showcasing your unique style. We just watched him dissect defenses with his passing, we watched him get to the rim with elite handle and craft, and then we watched him shoot floaters over bigs, pull threes from 30 feet, and create his own shot in crunch time. Honestly, where's the unserious part in all of that? Because from my view, LaMelo's doing things most point guards can't even dream of. He's a 6'7" playmaker who can score from anywhere on the floor, create for others at an elite level, and make passes that can break defensive schemes. Honestly, here's the reality. LaMelo Ball is exactly what the NBA needs right now. He plays with joy, he plays with creativity, and he plays with fearlessness that makes basketball actually fun to watch on any given night. And yeah, sometimes that means a bad turnover, and other times it may be a wild shot attempt. But it also can grant us game-breaking passes, daggers from 34 feet, and it also can be a guy who can take over the game in many ways that you didn't even see coming. Down below, let me know how you all feel about LaMelo Ball. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.